So let's go to Watch This Jerks and talk about money, like the Super Bowl money. That was a thing that we probably all watched.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the second half of it. I missed the first
I watched
half.
the whole thing.
Same.
I was waiting, like I didn't really care about either team, so I was just waiting to see if it was going to be a competitive game. And then I'm like, oh, I'll turn on the halftime show now because it's a close game.
It was a close game.
Yeah, it was good. Second half. Like, you don't need to watch the first half of the Super Bowl.
If you want to see the really expensive commercials.
I guess, yeah.
I watched Usher. That was good.
I did too.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of when we saw him at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
You remember, were all three of us at that, or was that just...
No, Wombat was there.
Was I at the one with Usher?
Oh, Usher was the Staples Center, right?
No. Usher was like super early in the morning in maybe the Nokia or Microsoft Theater.
I don't even remember that.
It was very small. It might not have even been that. It might have been one of the smaller theaters. And we were sitting like pretty close to the stage. And it was like...
What was he doing?
He was singing to us. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And it was Usher singing to us.
Before the press conference?
Like it was as part of like whatever press conference we were. It might have been like a harmonics thing or something.
Weird.
He did do an Xbox commercial, so it could have been.
It might have been an Xbox, but it was a smaller thing. And like we were sitting close to the stage.
Microsoft Conference E3 2012. Usher performs "Scream." Usher performs at Xbox briefing to introduce Dance Central 3.
Maybe that was it. I remember him doing like OMG and but he might have done like a medley or something. But I just remember like everybody was just sitting there with their laptops, like watching Usher perform. Like going, like he was doing a great job. He wasn't roller skating or anything, but he was like putting in the full Usher effort into it, and everybody's just like sitting there, sitting down, just
with
like
their warm laps.
Yeah,
very warm laps, uncomfortably warm laps.
Oh,
that's funny.
I like the halftime show. Did you like the halftime show?
I did. I thought he did a good job.
I like
the roller
nervous.
skating and the sequins.
Yeah,
I was very impressed with that whole thing. I could do that I could practice that for a million years. I wouldn't be able to do that.
The roller skating sequence when they were all on roller skates, that made me very nervous when they were out there performing live on roller skates, dancing.
Incredibly difficult.
Yes.
They're professionals.
They pulled it off. I know. It's still like you can be a professional and still go down on some roller skates,
especially on live TV on
a stage that was just set up in the middle of the field.
A stage that was built 5 minutes before you were on it. Yeah,
right. That was like flexing like 3 feet when they were all jumping up and down on it.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a question because I saw an Instagram reel and they were saying that because San Francisco they took the ball in the overtime, that was a bad strategic decision, that you're not supposed to do that. And that like was like a basic thing that you're supposed to know as a head coach, that if you're in overtime, you don't want to have the ball first.
It used to be different, so they changed the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but you got to know the rules. You got to be up on that, right?
If it could go either way. You have to, if you take the ball first, you better be sure you're going to score a touchdown or that you're going to stop the other team. Because then if you either score a touchdown and they come down and score a touchdown, then it's sudden death and you're getting the ball back. And then if you score a field goal after that, you win. Or if you both score field goals in the first time and then you come down and score again, you win. So the confidence has to be there that you're going to.
Well, how could they have that confidence? They can't have that confidence.
You should have that confidence if you're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you have to have that confidence, and their defense was just on the field for like.
That was the point I was going to make. I'd say it's a twofold thing. One, you as a coach, you have to show your quarterback that you have enough that faith in your quarterback to score a touchdown, so he has confidence, and you have to hope that your offense can spend enough time out there to give your defense a rest. So when the other team gets the ball back, your defense is at 100% for the other thing. So the other thing, football words.
But it didn't work.
It did not work.
Well, their mistake was, for whatever reason, they did not put a mirror on Mahomes. So like, I don't know why teams do this, but they just refuse to think that Mahomes will run for first downs.
Even though he does it all the time.
He does it when it's needed. Yes. And when it's needed, he just gets it every time. If you don't have somebody that's just like, his job is to watch to make sure that he's not going to run. And that's why the Bengals are one of the better teams against them, because they always just have somebody like on defense. It's like, your job is just to watch to make sure he doesn't run.
Right.
Everybody else can guard these people because they have Travis Kelce, who's difficult to guard, but their wide receivers are not.
Hardman's not is, you know, he was having a good game. I can understand why they might want to do double coverage, but they probably shouldn't have done double coverage.
They probably should not have let Mahomes run down the field.
Yes, that
for the score.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just, getting in the head of San Francisco and why they did what they did. I'm not saying it was right.
It's the same reason the Bills do the opposite, right? Like they tighten up and then they don't let Josh Allen run the ball when that's all they have to do to win games in the playoffs, is just let Josh Allen keep running the ball. But
all right, too much football talk.
Too much football talk.
We've named people I don't know. That's when this talk ends.
Got it.
How about Marcus Allen? I know him. He's in the Tecmo Bowl.
He is in Tecmo Bowl. Yeah.
I remember
He's
that.
no Bo Jackson, but yes.
Well, nobody is, but he was pretty good. He was pretty fucking good, though, Marcus Allen. Anyway, watch this, jerks. I went to Radio City Music Hall, and I saw Ronnie Chieng. I think if that's how you say his name. And it was very funny. And Trevor Noah was like a surprise opener, which was cool. And I don't know, Radio City Music Hall is very nice. Have you been there recently?
I think I was there like a couple of years ago, maybe less.
It's gorgeous in there.
Yes, it's a very nice theater.
It's like, I walked in there, I was like, what the fuck? It's like sparkly, sparkle from something built in like Art Deco style.
Yeah, it's Radio City for a reason.
Yeah, I was shocked that it was, usually these things, like, you just want to squeeze money out of it,
No, it's a very nice, fancy place. How was he?
He was really funny, and Ty came too, so it was appropriate for the whole family, and it was a good choice. It wasn't too, like, no uncomfortable, like, not too many uncomfortable sex jokes. Just something about jizz, him storing his jizz, trying to get his wife pregnant. Anyway, it was funny. He was very funny, and certainly at $100 all in on a ticket, that's cheap, I feel, especially for like really good seats. What are you watching?
I watched the new Mission Impossible movie that's on Paramount Plus. It's a Dead Reckoning, I believe it's called, something like that.
I have Paramount Plus.
You should watch it. It's got Tom Cruise in it.
I heard of him.
Okay.
He jumps onto things and off of things repeatedly. Usually things that are moving.
Okay.
It's got Haley Atwell in it. She's, from the Captain America movies.
Mm-hmm.
She's good in it. It's the kind of movie you watch it and while you're watching and go, this isn't bad. And then as soon as the credits roll, you're like, I forgot every single second of that movie that I just watched.
Because I heard it's like 2.5 hours or more, and it's only part one.
It's 2.5 hours. It's only part one. And I literally forgot everything about it as soon as the movie was over.
AI, right? AI bad guy? Is that it?
Yes. The bad guy is AI, but he has a human friend.
Aw, that's
nice.
Cute.
Yeah.
He needs that.
Yeah. The AI does have a human friend. That's like, oh, I work for I think they call it the Source. We'll say that's what I'm calling it now. Like like the mall that went out of business near us. It's like, oh, I work for the Source. The Source told me what you were gonna do. The AI is talking to him.
Right.
They don't really explain that or really show the AI like giving him his instructions, but yeah, it's dumb enough where I didn't mind how dumb it was because there was enough. Like running, jumping, and shooting to make up for it. And I like the Mission Impossible movies. I'm losing my voice. The other thing about this movie, and now that I say it, if you do watch it, it's going to be the only thing you notice, is, Tom Cruise, he's 60 years old. He's an incredibly fit, incredibly good-looking 60-year-old man. There's no getting around that. But no one at the age of 60 has naturally brown hair. And when you watch the movie, sometimes when the light shines through his hair, you can tell that it's dyed. Like
What?
you could see, yeah, you could
All
see
those special
like,
effects and they couldn't fix that? That seems
they
hard to
couldn't
believe.
fix it, and it's so distracting once you realize, like, oh wow, look, there's the hair dye that you kind of see, like, because when people dye there, you can kind of tell like the shade is just quite not natural.
Man.
Should have watched this on DVD.
Seriously. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny because you're like, just let it go. I bet he would look great with gray hair. Just go with the gray hair.
It's part of his character. Even if he's not playing Tom Cruise, he's playing Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hunt is only 40 years old.
Seriously.
Perpetually.
Perpetually 40 years. He might be.
It's part of the IMF, supplements they give him. It just,
yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't age.
If Tom Cruise didn't have to play all these young guys, I'm sure he would just let his hair color go natural.
Yes.
Probably not.
Probably not at all. But now that I said it, I want you to at least like turn the movie on.
I will. You probably ruined the movie for me.
100%. It'll be so distracting. And it cracked me up. I'm like, oh, look at that. So anyway, that's all I got.
Ty and I watched Godfather Part 2. Remember last time we watched Godfather Part 1?
Just powering through to get to Part 3?
Probably not. Well, they re-released Part 3 as
the Godfather Coda.
And it's supposedly better, but I don't know.
Like that director's cut of Daredevil?
Mm-hmm.
I watched that actually. And it was better. You can go back and listen to the CAGcast. I remember I talked about it.
I do remember you talking. Yes, we all.
It was a throwback.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. The only bad part was when they were in the playground fighting on the seesaw. That was still bad. They should have just fucking took that out. And anyway, I recommend picking up these Godfather movies on the 4K discs that came out because they really
like. I recommend watching The Godfather too.
No, but like
considered one of the 4 best movies ever made.
No. I haven't seen it in a while, and watching it in 4K and HDR and everything, like it really pops off the screen. It's really worth watching. Here's some Godfather trivia for you, Wombat. Maybe or Shipwreck, you can play too. But this is something that I never picked up watching the first time, or if I did, I forgot. This is from
the name of the cafe is the Cafe Obi-Wan.
No. So you remember in the beginning of The Godfather asks, at the wedding, the Undertaker asking for a favor because his daughter is mixed up with some guy, asks for a favor. Godfather's like, someday I may ask you for a favor. That day may never come, but whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I never picked up on the fact that he does get the favor back later. Do you remember what the favor is?
Well, the Undertaker asks the favor. He asks for, that's the one with the daughter.
Too much answer. Yeah.
That's the one where the daughter wants to marry the guy, but they're going to ship the guy back to Italy. Isn't that the...
Something like that. He needs some favor done.
They resolved that in the first Godfather movie.
Yeah. So what's the favor that I'm talking about for the first one?
Oh, I thought you were talking about this.
No, so what's the favor that the Undertaker gives back to the Godfather?
He stands there outside the hospital with his hand in his
coat.
No.
That's
what the son-in-law.
It's not.
Because Michael says to him, your favor he literally says it to him. You've done what you need to do. You don't.
But later, when Sonny gets gunned down, the Godfather comes to the Undertaker and he's like, the body's a fucking disaster, right? And he's like, you're going to make him so we can have an open casket. That's the favor. And I never picked up on that. Or if I did, I forgot about it. So
that's not the favor. I think
it is. Trust me. Watch.
The favor,
I just watched the movie. When's the last time you watched the movie?
Like a month ago?
That checks out.
No.
It's not. That can't be true. It can't be true.
It's when it's when they're at the hospital after the Vito is in the hospital.
And that was Michael, and Michael didn't know about any of that. No, you're way wrong. Of course,
Michael knows.
Sorry, you're wrong on this.
And he literally
come
says,
back to me next week, and
your debt
to
my father is been paid. He
never says that.
To it.
He never says that.
He does say it. He says it to
him. Regardless, the Godfather. I don't remember that having just watched it. He says to him, "I'm back for my favor now." Like he literally says it. Like this is the favor you're going to do for me. Anyway, that's all I've watched. There's a lot of good TV shows. You should be watching The Curse. You got to watch The Curse. You got to watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I will never watch The Curse.
Why?
Because I don't watch anxiety TV.
It is anxiety. I was calling cringe. I feel like is the better. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm type of cringe, but the jokes are not like they're realistic situations. Not
I don't watch anxiety.
Yeah, you couldn't. Mrs. Cheapy noped out after the first episode, so I've been going alone.
It's never gonna happen.
It's really good though. It's really good. It's really good. Watch I'm a Virgo. That's also really good, and it's not cringe, and there's superheroes in it.
Yes, I do want to watch that. I did watch the Taylor Tomlinson new stand-up special on Netflix, and that was very funny. And if you like stand-up and you like Taylor Tomlinson, it's totally worth your time. I liked it better than her second special. I still don't think it's as good as her first special.
What do I know her from?
She's the current host of After Midnight, the show on after Stephen Colbert, which is also incredibly good and worth your time.
I don't know her from
she's a stand-up comedian who's very funny.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah,
I'm just wanted to know if maybe she's in a movie or
no, she's not in movies, and she is on TV now every day, but because she has the show that's on after Stephen Colbert, but which is again very good, but she's very funny. It's definitely worth your time. Okay. It's one of the better stand-up specials I've watched in recent months, we'll say, because I watched too many of them, but good times, worth it.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.